Greetings and salutations, YouTube, and welcome to the second part of my honest opinions of the Godzilla suits. And today we are going to be talking about the Heisei series Godzilla suits. So let's dive right into this, and let's start talking about Suit 9, the 84 Godzilla suit. Oh my god, I love this Godzilla suit. This is by far the closest Toho will ever get to recopying the suit from the original 1954 suit, Suit 1. And even in some scenes, especially where he's climbing up Mount Mihara, you definitely get the sense that, hey, that is the original Godzilla suit. But what I like about this suit is that they take the good characteristics of the original Godzilla suit and add something new to it, modernizing it, but yet not going totally crazy like in the Millennium Suit, but hell, we'll get to that a little later. And this is something I really like. Everything about this suit I really like, actually, except for I have one tiny complaint, and that is with the arms. They look a bit too scrawny, but we still have that muscular build to them that I really like. We definitely get a sense of muscles in the legs, and the tail looks amazing. Now, something I would like to say about this suit is I really like its skin texture. Again, it looks mutated, and it looks like it's been exposed to high dosages of radiation, which is something I really, really like and appreciate. Its spikes look really good. Again, they're sharp and they're jagged, which is something that I really like, and they're definitely larger than the ones in the Showa series. Now, here's something that I really like about it. They added back the ears. Yay! Finally, Godzilla's not deaf anymore. So that's a little bit of a plus. Just seeing those ears make me feel very, very happy. The overall shape of the face is actually really good. It's actually my all-time favorite Godzilla face, even though I do feel that its eyes are a bit dopey. This Godzilla suit looks powerful no matter which angle you put at it, and I love how they even added those two dragon teeth back, finally. I really, really, really love this Godzilla suit. It just looks really good, and I love even how they went to the detail of adding tiny veins inside this Godzilla suit's mouth. Just adding that much more of a level of detail to it. Now, I really, really just like the position of the entire Godzilla suit. The neck isn't too long, the spikes are large, but yet not so large it needs to be hunched over. I just really, really like this. It really looks powerful, and above that, it looks really intimidating and aggressive. Definitely one of my all-time favorite Godzilla suits, and definitely one to just get a look at. On to Suit 10, which technically a lot of people group the Biollante suit in with the King Ghidorah suit. I can't do that, so I'm going to talk about them separately. So right now I'm going to talk about the Biollante Godzilla suit. Now, this is weird. It looks completely different than the one in the 84, and the one in 1984. But that's okay. This suit looks really, really good. In fact, the next three, the 84 suit, the 89 suit, and the 91 suits are three of my favorite Godzilla suits of all time. And the 89 suit, what I really like about it is that what they had for muscle in the 84 suit, they add even more to this one, which I really, really like. And the design of the spikes are so good. I absolutely love it. Now, something that I would like to notice is that this is one of the most unique faces I've ever seen to a Godzilla film. It looks mean, it looks angry, it looks aggressive, like it's going to kill everything in its way, and that is something I really, really like. And the fact that I actually like the fact that they made the teeth large enough that even if it closes its mouth, you can still see quite a few of them, I really, really like, and it just shows that they paid attention to detail when it came to this. The tail is awesome. It's extremely long, which I really like, but yet it's not so fat it looks like it's just a bunch of lead weight. I really like that. I like the fact that this Godzilla suit has 4 toes instead of 3. And I just can't say enough good things about this suit. It's just really, really, really good. So, on to the 91 suit. If you didn't think that they could make Godzilla even more muscular than it already was, think again. In fact, that is the main thing that I like about this Godzilla suit, the 91 Godzilla suit, is how friggin' muscular it is. Now, even though people consider it on the same par as the 89 suit, I have to disagree. I think its face looks much meaner and much more aggressive. And if you pay attention to the chest, you'll notice that its breast area is much more larger and definitely made of muscle, unlike in the 89 version. which I really, really love, and just adds that much more of depth into Godzilla, which sort of speaks to it because this Godzilla was built with modern nuclear weapons, unlike the last two in the Heisei series. Which really makes a lot of sense. That Godzilla suit looks... I know it's the same height, because the same actor played Godzilla, but it just looks way more massive. It looks so much more bulky. This was a bulky in a good way. If you like my type of bulky, look at the 91 suit. It's just a perfect suit. Again, it has the 4 toes, has great spike designs. Even though my one tiny complaint with it is that they are a little bit too rounded for my liking, but they're still pretty overall. They're still overall pretty sharp. So I really like this Godzilla suit. It just looks really good. The leg muscles are really defined. And actually what I really like is that it almost looks like the muscles are flexing whenever he takes a step. And that is something I really like. And again, its teeth are well proportioned. They added veins and stuff into the inside of the mouth to make it look even that much, or have that much more in depth of realism to this suit. And I really like the design of this Godzilla's tongue, because whenever it roars, you can actually see the tongue like lifting up, which is something that I really appreciate and really just love. So that is the 91 suit. So let's go on to the 92 Godzilla suit from Godzilla vs. Mothra: The Battle of Earth. Okay, so this is where the Godzilla suit starts going downhill in the Heisei series. Overall, I do like this Godzilla suit. I think the spikes definitely get a much larger interpretation in this. They are a bit more round, so that's a bit of a drawback, but they are larger, and this Godzilla starts getting a little bit more hunched over. It has a nice tail, I will give it that. It has a very nice tail, very long, and you know, looks really cool. We still have the muscular tone that I really love about the Heisei series. We still have that muscular tone, though it is much less than the one in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. It is still there, and I can still appreciate it. Its arms are actually really well laid out. I think they fit to the body extremely well. Its legs, yeah, they start getting a little too wide for my liking, but they're not so bad that I get distracted by it, which is a good thing. Now, I'm going to talk about this Godzilla suit is almost a complete opposite in terms of proportions as I'm going to compare it to the 55 suit. The 55 suit looks really massive and powerful and intimidating, so on and so forth, fill in the blank here, in terms of epicness. It looks really all those when you're looking at it from a side view. But when all of a sudden it looks towards you in a portrait view, it looks really stupid and really scrawny. It's the same with... It's actually the complete opposite with this Godzilla suit. It looks really mean and powerful when it's looking at you in a portrait view, but if you're looking at it at a side view, it looks really dumb and stupid. And it's really unfortunate, because if you're looking at it straight on, it looks really good. But if you're looking at it on the other side, it looks really stupid. Now, something that I would also like to mention about this suit is that it almost looks like it has scarring from the last movie in it. Even though I don't imagine that they purposely did this, I think it just looks cool, period. And I know that it's just me looking at the suit continuously, because I've seen this movie about 800 times. I don't know it line for line, God. It just almost looks like it has some scarring, especially around the facial area. Pointed out, if anybody hasn't noticed this, I understand why, because I don't think they built it this way. But if somebody else has, good for you. Now, when you're looking at the face at a portrait view, it looks really mean and intimidating. Fill in the blank here. But when all of a sudden it turns around, it looks really flat, just like the 62 Godzilla suit, which is something I don't like. So, it's a decent suit. It's like 50-50 for me. I have a lot of complaints to the suit, but I have a lot of likes to the suit. Now to Suit 12, the 93 Godzilla suit from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. I don't like this suit. This suit begins to lose its muscle tone, and instead it just looks bulky. But not the good type of bulky. It just looks plain old fat. Looks like Godzilla went on like a fish or nuclear radiation diet or something out in the middle of the ocean. I really don't like the suit. It's just so bulky. the arms are too tiny, the legs are too tiny, the spikes are too big, the body is too big, and the head is too small. That's basically all I can say about this suit. It looks really stupid. Any angle that you look at it, it just looks way too sort of bulky and massive for you to even really appreciate it. And it's really unfortunate because the movie is so good, but the Godzilla suit's so iffy and so not likable that you just don't like it. And definitely one of the biggest problems I have with it is definitely where the arm joins to the body. It looks so bad. Like, this Godzilla doesn't even look like it has shoulders if you're looking at it from a frontal view, which is a problem. It just loses all of its muscle tone and just turns it into, like, blubbering fat, which I don't really like. Which it's really, really unfortunate because it's such a good movie that you're sort of drawn back because of the Godzilla suit. But I digress. It's not a very, very good Godzilla suit, but yeah, I've seen a hell of a lot worse. Now on to the worst Godzilla suit from the Heisei series, the 94 Godzilla suit. Though technically somewhat identical to the Godzilla 93 suit, this Godzilla is even worse. It's even fatter, less muscle tone than the other one already had. This Godzilla, though yes, I do like its facial features, it does look meaner than the other one. Its face is, again, too flat. The spikes are too big in proportion with the body, and its hips are so freaking big. This Godzilla is so utterly fat that it's distracting, and it's just a really poorly put together and made suit. The tail is too fat. Everything is just unproportioned in this suit, and it's so distracting. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla isn't a very good movie, but it makes it even worse when your Godzilla suit looks like absolute shit. Though technically, there isn't really much else to say about that other than this Godzilla looks like shit. The 95 Godzilla suit technically is the same as the 94 suit, but the 95 suit is different in this reasons. One, they added a new head to it, which is always a good thing. This head looks really mean and it's less flat. And they added a bunch of little lights all over his entire body to make him look glowing. Now, you might say this is weird, but I really freaking love this Godzilla design. Now, this Godzilla design looks mean, it looks evil, it looks intimidating, it looks aggressive, and that's what I want. I want that. And we didn't get that with the 94 suit. Thank God that they changed the head and added all those details onto that Godzilla suit. Though that is what saves the suit in Godzilla vs. Destroyer for it. Godzilla vs. Destroyer is a good movie, and unlike the last few entries in the Godzilla series, this movie fixes Godzilla up enough that you're not constantly distracted by the poorly put together suit. And that's what I really like. This Godzilla suit, you can actually sit back and enjoy how actually really good it looks. They add a bit more muscular tone to it, so they take away... And considering the fact that the body is nearly identical to the 94 suit, for some reason, when they added all these lights together, it almost made Godzilla look more muscular and less fat, even though technically it's the same size. That is just a personal preference, though. I really like the 95 suit overall, and it's definitely my third favorite Godzilla film of all time. It's a really cool design for Godzilla, and definitely a great Godzilla design to go out on, unlike in the Millennium series, which we will get to next. So, this concludes the Heisei series. Godzilla suits. I hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned for the Millennium series. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. This is Adam Noyes saying sayonara.